Welcome to Listify. 15 bizarre birds in the world you didn't know existed. Before we continue, please subscribe to Listify and press the bell icon. If you like this video, like it and share it. Comments are also welcomed. Number 1. Andean Cock-of-the-Rock. The spectacularly bizarre Andean Cock-of-the-Rock is perhaps the most popularly recognized bird of the cloud forests of the Andes Mountains. The national bird of Peru, this species is readily identified by its fan-shaped crest and brilliant orange plumage, both of which are evident to a lesser degree even in the duller female. Males spend much of their time displaying atlecs, where they jump up and down on particular branches and utter low guttural croaks. The name is derived from their preference for rocks and ledges as substrates for their mud-cup nests. Often difficult to detect away from leks, birds can sometimes be found feeding at fruiting trees. Distributed from Venezuela to Bolivia in the Andes, the Andean Cock-of-the-Rock does not co-occur with the similar Guianan Cock-of-the-Rock of the Guianan Shield. Number 2. California Condor. The California condor is the largest flying bird in North America. Their wings may stretch nearly 10 feet from tip to tip. When in flight, these huge birds glide on air currents to soar as high as a dizzying 15,000 feet. Like other vultures, condors are scavengers that feast on the carcasses of large mammals, such as cattle and deer. When a big meal is available, the birds may gorge themselves so much that they must rest for several hours before flying again. Number 3. Guianan Cock-of-the-Rock. In Brazil, the Guianan Cock-of-the-Rock is known as the Galo de Serra, through its dependence on huge boulders and rocky caves for breeding. Atlex males utter a variety of loud crowing monosyllabic chicken-like notes, whilst both sexes may give loud sounds whilst foraging. This latter vocalization has been likened to a rubber duck being strangled. An inhabitant of terra firme forests including those on sandy soils, the male Guianan Cock-of-the-Rock is an exceptionally brightly colored bird, and is further adorned with delicate silky plumes on the lower back and scapulars like fine orange peel, provoking comparisons with the birds of paradise. Number 4. Watsine. The watsine is such a bizarre and unique bird that it almost has to be seen to be believed. Fortunately, seeing the watsine is not difficult, as it is widespread in the lowlands of northern and central South America, and is fairly common throughout much of this region. Potence live in trees and shrubs along the margins of lakes and slow-moving rivers. They often sit in groups in the open, although when disturbed they typically retreat into denser cover. They move awkwardly however, and so give themselves away with sounds of crashing through the vegetation accompanied by loud vocalizations. Potents in effect are flying cows. Their diet primarily is young leaves and buds, which are digested in the stomach with the aid of bacteria and microbes. Potents nest over the water. The young can swim, and so may drop to the water when threatened. Number 5. Kakapo. The kakapo is a large nocturnal flightless lek-breeding parrot, a real oddity. It is also critically endangered, and the focus of considerable conservation attention. Before humans arrived it was common throughout New Zealand's forests, but predation by introduced mammals. They also called the owl parrot for its nocturnal habits and owl-like body and large eyes. There once were hundreds of thousands of kakapos on the islands of New Zealand in the south. Number 6. Lilac-breasted roller. The national bird of both Kenya and Botswana, the lilac-breasted roller is often considered one of the most beautiful birds in the world with its pastel plumage, striking field marks and long tail streamers. More than one visitor in Africa searching for mammals leaves the continent as a birder, naming this attractive species as their spark bird. This bird's stunning plumage may seem unmistakable, but there are several roller species that share similar habitats and ranges. It is best for birders to learn the key field marks that distinguish the lilac-breasted roller to be sure of the bird's identification. Number 7. Long-wattled umbrella bird. The long-wattled umbrella bird is a rare to an uncommon resident of humid foothill and lowland forests of the Pacific slope of the Andes, from Colombia to southwestern Ecuador. The chest wattle of the male indeed is long, but the bird can control the length of the wattle, shortening the wattle at will. For example, the wattle always is retracted in flight. Females and immature males have little or no wattle but have a crest, although the crest is shorter than in adult males. Long-wattled umbrella birds form small leks, where males display with their long pendulous wattle while sounding off with their far-carrying foghorn-like call. The long-wattled umbrella bird is considered globally vulnerable, and mostly due to hunting pressures and habitat destruction is considered endangered within Ecuador. Number 8. Magnificent frigate bird. Magnificent frigate birds are large seabirds with long angular wings. They have a deeply forked tail that is often held closed in a point. The bill is long and sturdy with a prominently hooked tip. Magnificent frigate birds soar over the ocean on outstretched wings with their head drawn into the shoulders. They rarely flap their wings, but when they do, their wing beats are slow and deep. Despite being a bird of the ocean, they don't dive after fish. Instead, they skim fish from the surface of the water or chase other birds, forcing them to give up their recent meal. Magnificent frigate bird males inflate red throat pouches and drum on them with their clacking bills in the presence of females. Number 9. Marabou Stork. These large and gainly birds live in Africa's wetlands and open country, as well as around towns and villages. They feed on aquatic animals, the remains of lion kills, and human garbage. Marabous are also frequent invaders of flamingo flocks, where they prey on eggs and chicks. These storks breed in colonies of 20 to 60 pairs. Both parents share the job of sitting on the eggs in the nest. This stork's throat pouch contains air sacs that the bird can inflate and deflate. It may play a role in courtship. Number 10. Ribbon-tailed Astropia. The ribbon-tailed Astropia is distributed and endemic to subalpine forests, in the western part of the central highlands of Papua New Guinea. Like many other ornamental birds of paradise, the male is polygamous. The ribbon-tailed Astropia is the most recently discovered bird of paradise. The long tails of male birds add to the threat, being as though the tail makes it difficult for the bird to escape from natural predators. Number 11. Shoebill. Deep in the remote, dense and little explored swamps of Africa, lives an unusual bird with a shoe for a face. No, really. The African shoebill stork looks more like something out of a comic book than a bird you might luckily encounter on a safari adventure. Distributed in the swampy marshes of Uganda, Rwanda, western Tanzania, and Zambia, this rare bird might very well have walked out of the dinosaur era. As is, the shoebill is no vegetarian. In fact, it is a formidable carnivore with an appetite for snakes, lungfish, catfish and even small crocodiles. Harry Potter fans would be interested to know that the shoebill, when kept in captivity, has been known to display similar behavior to the mythical hippogriff in J.K. Rowling's popular fantasy saga. The hippogriff as described in the Harry Potter books is a proud, flesh-eating, eagle-horse hybrid with a sensitive and noble character. In order to approach the hippogriff without serious injury, one must bow to it before approaching. Number 12. Silky chicken. The silky is a breed of chicken named for its typically fluffy plumage, which is said to feel like silk and satin. The breed has several other unusual qualities, such as black skin and bones, blue earlobes, and 5 toes on each foot, whereas most chickens only have 4. In addition to their distinctive physical characteristics, silkies are well known for their calm and friendly temperament. It is among the most docile of poultry. Hens are also exceptionally broody and care for young very well. Though they are fair layers themselves, laying only about 3 eggs a week, they are commonly used to hatch eggs from other breeds and bird species due to their broody nature. Silky chickens are very easy to keep as pets. They are suitable for children, as they can easily withstand being roughly handled. Number 13. Southern Cassowary. As tall as a person with a high helmet on its head, a vivid blue neck and long drooping red wattles, the southern cassowary is found only in the tropical rainforests of northeast Queensland, Papua New Guinea and some surrounding islands. While all birds are descended from dinosaurs, the mysterious cassowary is thought to be more similar to ancient dinosaurs than other bird species. Large-bodied with fierce claws, these flightless birds also have casques, a helmet-like structure atop the head which many dinosaurs are believed to have had. The cassowary has black satin-like feathers on its neck, body and tail. These drooping and shimmering feathers are similar to feathers of emus and ostriches. Skin on the cassowary's neck and face is brightly colored, blue and red, which may change color with mood. The casque of a cassowary is made of a tough elastic foam-like material. Cassowaries are great swimmers. Number 14. Sri Lankan frogmouth. Sri Lankan frogmouth is a small bird with frog-like face, found in the western Ghats of South India and Sri Lanka. Related to the nightjars, it is nocturnal and is found in forest habitats. The plumage coloration resembles that of dried leaves, and the bird roosts quietly on branches, making it difficult to see. Each has a favorite roost that it uses regularly unless disturbed. It has a distinctive call that is usually heard at dawn and dusk. The sexes differ slightly in plumage. This frogmouth is rarely seen during the day, except at roost sites or when flushed. It regularly uses the same roost spot for months. When alarmed at its perch, it slowly moves its head, pointing its bill upward, and it can easily be mistaken for a jagged broken branch. It relies on this crypsis and will often sit still a long time before making an escape. Number 15. Vogelkop superb bird of paradise. Vogelkop superb bird of paradise, now recognized as a new species, thanks in part to its smooth dance moves. The male is black with an iridescent green crown, blue-green breast cover and a long velvety black cape covering his back. The female is a reddish-brown bird with brownish barred buff. After meticulously preparing a dance floor, even scrubbing the dirt or branch smooth with leaves, the male first attracts a female with a distinctive loud call. After the curious female approaches, his folded black feather cape and blue-green breast shield springs upward and spreads symmetrically around its head, instantly transforming the frontal view of the bird into a spectacular ellipse-shaped creature that rhythmically snaps its tail feathers against each other, whilst hopping in frantic circles around the female. The superb bird of paradise is distributed throughout rainforests of New Guinea. It also inhabits in rainforests or forest edges of Indonesia. Thanks for watching the video.